Welcome to Sport on Our News. This is a brand new show on Our News that is going to be concentrating solely on sport. So as you can see with me, I have sporting legends and sporting executives with me. So we're going to be chatting about sport in general. So let me just give this chance to you, Brajo, to greet the viewers.
Greeting to the viewers, the listeners and friends of this channel.
All right. Thank you so much, Brajo. Mr. Swartz, let's give you a chance to greet the viewers.
Good evening, viewers. I am William Swartz. I'm the chairperson of Newtown Wolves. And thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Level. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mr. Dunster, can you greet our viewers and also tell them where are you from?
Let me take this opportunity and greet all the viewers of this new show. I am Mr. LJ Dunster from Fort Beaufort Football Association. I am delighted to be invited in this show.
All right. As we all know that Raymond Mhlaba is an area that is very rich in sport. We thought that having a platform like Our News, we could not just be silent when we could merge the two to take both sport and Our News to greater heights. So welcome to this new show. I'll be your host up until we get a host for this show. So if you are out there and you think that you have got what it takes to be a presenter on this show, do send us a message. It's either on WhatsApp, on Facebook. But we are waiting for you. We are waiting for you here. Now, this weekend was a great weekend for sports, not only in South Africa only, or in France only, but also here in Raymond Mhlaba, especially here in Fort Beaufort. Especially here, Kwama. See, we're still getting used to this new name of Fort Beaufort. But it was a great sporting weekend. This week we concluded on Sunday. We concluded the Tanye Tournament 2023. Is it called the Tanye Tournament or the Tanye Rugby Tournament?
It's called Tanye Rugby Tournament.
All right, we concluded the Tanye Rugby Tournament, and of course the Wolves taking it. Congratulations to the Wolves. Brajo, can you just tell us a bit about the tournament, the Tanye Tournament? What is it? What is it about?
Thank you very much, Lebo. I should think the initiators of this tournament, some of them has passed on. Because we started this with the guy Vessels of Barbarians. We had Craig from All Stars, and then we've got Clement, who was the treasurer by that time, but he has just passed on last year.
May their souls rest in peace.
Their souls rest in peace. So we started that with that. It was a small kind of tournament.
Yes.
10 years ago. And then we started playing as a Fort Beaufort unit, irrespective of affiliation.
Yes.
Because our aim was to unite and promote rugby in our area. And also seeing that we are making sponsors in terms of encouraging young people to participate.
Yes.
So in that time, he has made big impact in terms of coming up with that innovation. And I should think we must congratulate him for that. Since then, he's also consistent in terms of sponsoring us. He's even now committed himself even for next year to make it better.
Wow. That is actually great news. That is actually great news. I'm even surprised that you're saying it's 10 years. It's been 10 years. You know, it's great that you are mentioning those that you've studied with that have departed. I think it's great that their memory is honored. It's great that you are continuing with this tournament, so that whatever they started, ayipheleli phansi. Now, so how many teams were affiliating this year? How many teams played this year?
We had 8 teams so far, because some of the teams realized that they could not make it.
Okay.
So we used to be 12 teams. We've got 4 from Newtown.
All right.
We've got 4 from location. Then we've got 2 from Balfosima area and Hillside.
Okay.
So it was a very competitive competition, and I'm very delighted and grateful to say all these teams were actually up in arms to win the tournament. But firstly, I must congratulate Wolves for winning the tournament. Last year they were runners-ups.
Okay.
But yesterday they won the tournament convincingly.
Wow.
I cannot actually doubt.
You know what is great about what Brajo is saying is because Wolves won against his team. So for him to congratulate, even now it must be so. Yeah. It must be so. Yes, you were saying.
But anyway, Lebo, I am John Jebe, the secretary of Western Zone.
Okay.
That is 40 Rugby Union.
All right.
As we call ourselves, because we've got 2 or combined association within 40, that is Midlands and Victoria's Rugby Union. Okay. So we organize this as a collective.
Oh, okay.
Making sure that Utani is actually sponsoring all 40 clubs.
Yes,
because cannot discriminate.
All right.
That's why you call us.
On that note, Brajo, tell us how important is unity and working together in making sure that sports in our area flourishes?
Very, very, very important, Lebo. Don't mention that. If you can visit when we're playing, we've got black teams,
yes,
colors team, even whites are involved now. So it's a unification of what in order to develop sport in our area, irrespective of color, language, and creed.
Wow.
And that is our aim. And also, our main aim is to produce quality players to go to compete out of this actual area.
All right. No, thank you so much, Brajo. Thank you so much for that insight. Now, let's come to the champs. Mr. Swart, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, and especially after yesterday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, tell us about Newtown Wolves. Yesterday it was actually my first time hearing about the team. When was the team established?
Look, legally it was actually incorporated in 2019.
Okay.
Then COVID hit us, so there was no rugby played.
Yes.
They were established towards the end of 2019. So when they got established, COVID hit us, no rugby 2021, and then the latter part of 2022. So Wolves actually started operating and playing rugby last year.
Okay.
Yes, and we were fortunate enough that when we went and play a tournament, a Midlands tournament,
yes,
we ended up winning the tournament, and with that result, we were actually promoting a level up in the league in Midlands, because they said we will be frustrated in the
lower leagues.
Yeah, so
yes,
that's
yes.
and again, like I said, the culture that we want to start to build is that, through sport you will not enhance yourself.
Okay.
You keep, and the physical fitness is not it's health, and it's a mental state, and at the same time you gather into the communities buying. So that's why we're playing rugby, and drugs and alcohol abuse. That's the real reason why we involved. Is we see what's happening in our community. So, but to come back to rugby, so we ended up last year. We ended up 3rd in the league,
Okay.
where we played. This year, after yesterday's match in Bedford, the last league match.
Okay.
So if they tally up the scores, we will be ending up the second spot
All right.
in the league. So for us, that's quite an improvement. But to come back to rugby in for Beaufort,
Yes.
look, over the years, rugby have, treated us well, and at the same time, we've created a lot of champions through rugby, ladies and men, because I remember earlier, or two months back, I talked to a lady
Okay.
that's actually in the national team. I think she's under 20.
under 20.
Yeah. So but we are called Utah Bulls Sports Club because we don't want to concentrate on rugby.
Yes.
But we use rugby and netball as a pilot
Right,
program
right,
to kickstart the thing. So rugby is well on its way. So netball is halfway there. So we're going to concentrate on netball now.
Okay.
And next year we're going to fully concentrate on cricket. So what we want to have is the youngsters should always be involved in sport, and give them a positive mindset, and so that they can see there is an alternative out there. And like we always preach and say, guys, ladies, if you play sport, you're going to meet friends, you're going to meet people, you're going to build networks, and you will never know what door sport will open up for you. And that's the real reason. I think that's some of the things we talk to these youngsters and we motivate them. And I think in the beginning they didn't believe it. But now that they practicing together,
Yes.
they realize that, and it's an unfortunate situation. We don't have a sports field in Utah. They still working it, brings another dimension. We all practice, all the clubs are practicing with the schools, are practicing on a level field that was created by one of the contractors here. So we actually practice together.
Wow.
And the guys can becoming friends. So what the result is, when the one club is playing, the other two clubs will go and support because they play together every day because they practice together, and that's what we want to do. So that we, like I said, our next step in Utah is we're going to ask the community to come and help us to rebuild the field so that we can have, and that's one of the reasons Utah could not host a rugby tournament this year.
Okay.
Because we don't have a field.
There's no field. There's no field. There's
And
no field.
and that's it.
And now you are telling me basically that Newtown Wolves was started practically 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year you came you finished as runners up of this tournament.
Yes.
And this year you have taken it. But you also mentioned these challenges that you have, that you've got no field. And how then are you able, with all these challenges, with all these odds stacked against you, to produce results as astounding as these ones?
Again, it's the community. Let me give you, maybe it'll give you, put it in perspective. Our traveling cost for 2022 was 47,000. That's to honor our league matches. We fundraise that money in the Newton community. That as please. But we managed to, because we in 2022 we said to the place, guys, we don't have money. We as the executive are going to try to fundraise money so that you can only pay half or 50% of your traveling costs.
Yes.
And then the club will pay the other half. Remember when I joined the olden days, we have to do play here.
Yes,
If you go to travel,
You
you pay your own and the tax, you pay your tax, then you get into the
You buy
company.
your shorts,
Yeah.
your socks.
So we managed to maintain that of fundraising money so that the players can pay the 50%. So, but for this year, 2023, because of some turbulence we've won last year,
Okay.
and some lotto money that we received.
Okay.
So lotto gave us 10,000 rand for traveling.
Alright.
So you can remember. So we still had to raise around about 36,000 to 70,000 rand.
Okay.
We managed to do that. So we told the players, we kept our promise last year, but this year, just make sure that you arrive and then be at the practice field, because you won't play if you don't practice. The club is going to pay your traveling costs. So that's why we honored all our league matches with both teams, because where we're playing, you must have a first team and you must have a first reserve team.
Okay.
So you must travel the 46 players
Wow.
if you travel.
Oh.
And sometimes, if the club have a netball team, then we are 56, because the netball team consists out of 10 ladies.
Okay.
You know? So, like I said, it's a good story for us, and I mentioned you earlier on, it's this positive things that makes me get involved in the team, because
Yes.
I think everybody wants to be part of a positive story and a contribution.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what makes me, you know, and that's why I'm always in this old man's neck. But I know, because, you know, I know he loves rugby.
Yeah.
And, you know, he loves sport, and, you know, and that's what we're trying to do.
True. Now, just my last question before we go and speak to about soccer. With this drug problem that is now terrorizing our communities, has the establishment of this club helped in any way? Is there any positive change that you're seeing with the youth where in Newtown?
I said I stand with you correctly, but what happens is, and I always talk to the gentleman in the club, I said, you don't realize it, you becoming role models. I said, when you guys practice, you know, there's around about 12, 14, 15 youngsters, 9, 10, 11-year-olds running around there. I said, throw them a ball, you don't have to say anything to them. They will mimic you and play around, don't chase them away. And because I said, we're working on those guys so that they can see, you know, here's something positive. And I think 3 months back or 2 months back, we had a player meeting. And one of the players in there stood up, he's around about, I think he was 18 or 19. They said, we chose not to smoke dagga or use drugs, but we decided we want to play rugby. And that's the reason why we're here. We're here to play rugby. We don't want rugby politics. You guys that are old, sort out the nonsense in the club, allow us just to play rugby. So, you know, for a young man to say that, really tells you, if one can say that, that's enough for me, then you've done your job. But before I finish, I want to say thank you to FOFA, because without FOFA, we wouldn't have a field to play our league matches. We're using FOFA's field to, like I said, we don't have a rugby field.
Right. Which brings us again to that issue of unity that we were talking about just earlier. Mr. Danster, let's bring you into the conversation. It was a great weekend for soccer as well. We've got great results. I think it was it your first week of the Ngqongqoshe tournament, or was it a continuation?
Okay. Firstly, Lebo, we as a football fraternity, we lost a giant. We are so sad and heartbroken. We lost Usego Minya. Yeah, Usego Minya, he was one of Abandu that played an instrumental role in football as a referee.
Yes.
And secondly, he is one of the legend. We want to say, may his soul rest in peace, such that we have decided this coming Saturday we will just take a break and give honor to Usego Ngobomi that he have played with Fort Beaufort Football Association. Then we'll continue from Saturday and Sunday. Coming to your question,
yes.
It was a first weekend. Sidlala uLandu kuNgqongqoshe.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a great weekend. Firstly, let me say to you, uNgqongqoshe, we are playing a last edition.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had a contract of 3 years. and I don't want to lie, he pop up a lot of money.
Wow.
Because if I can just roughly tell you, it's run about 30,000. Because we've got money, we've got jersey, and there are other innovatives, other innovations that we didn't have previously. For instance, we do have the accolades for man of the match.
Yes.
We do have the accolades for player of the tournament, for goalkeeper of the tournament, and even teams that went through to quarterfinals. They are gonna get something.
Okay.
You see, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Now, so this tournament was started 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Now, we see that you've got you had results. In fact, if we look at the results for this weekend, it was a great sporting weekend, and in fact, fans were treated to goals. It was goals. So, can you tell us a bit about the
You know, like, what I can tell you is the tournament was at a higher level from the beginning.
Okay.
We had an entertaining football, both in playing personnel and even outside football, because we had a lot of spectators.
Yes.
We thought that because of rugby was playing, that we are going to be disturbed.
Okay.
But we had many fans. We had many supporters. Otherwise, the games were entertaining. But what I can share to you is this tournament, as I've seen this past weekend,
Yes.
the teams that were look like they are gonna be underdogs, they pull up their socks because there were surprises that we could see. If I can attest, there was a match that was between Brothers and Power Striker. Power Striker is known as a team that has a youth, young players.
Yes.
They are building players, and when you play with Power Striker, you'll beat them 5-0, 9-0. But the game that was between Power Striker and Brothers, it was nearly became a draw. You see, and again, we had a match that was between Celtics and Hunters.
Okay.
Celtics is known as they are champs, and they are previous champs for non-Osha tournament last year. So now the match that was between Celtics and Hunters, it nearly became a draw because it was 2-1.
Wow.
You see,
Yes.
Celtics used to beat Hunters 5-0, 6-0. Now my game for the weekend, it was between Tabs, Jocks United Brothers.
Yes.
Now it was playing with young ideas.
Yes.
And it was a derby because both teams, they are from Jocks, you see, where Tabs young ideas go 2-1.
2-1,
And Young Ideas is one of the bigger teams that are performing well in our league, even in previous tournaments. But it caught us by surprise
Yeah.
when they were beaten by Tabs. No, it shows that most of teams, they have pulled up their socks because upper they are playing for the last edition, and secondly, there's a lucrative. It's lucrative. There's a lot of money. You see?
On that note, so for someone who's watching at home and wondering what is a lot of money, how much is a lot of money? If you can just tell us the prices.
No, the prices are going like this. First prize, it's 10,000. The team that will win a final.
Okay.
Then the second prize, the losers final, will be 6,000. Then a third prize, a team that will lose in semi-final.
Okay.
Then we'll go to play most for losers semi-final.
Right.
Then we'll get 3,000. Then a team will lose Leo we semi-final. will get 2,000. Then with the teams that will go through up to quarter-final will get 700, those 4 teams.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it's that money.
So everyone is getting something.
Is getting something.
Everyone is getting something.
Even the players will get something, because the player that will perform well and become a player of the tournament will get money, will get an award, will even get a certificate.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So these are the innovations that you were talking about that you are coming with. All right. We just have about 4 minutes left before we wrap up our show. So I'm just going to start with you, Bracho. Your last words to the viewers, and also if there's anything that you'd want to pass.
Okay. No, I want to say, Lebo, you know, yesterday I was so surprised to see so many fans in rugby, especially young people. That's what impresses me a lot, because we are doing this for young people.
Yes.
And also I would like to say to the parents, allow the children, young people to attend sports, because it is where it is where they belong. And number 2, I should think I must mention that again. Thanks to Dan very much for this tournament. You know, this man next to me now, we've got 8,000. Home defenders got 4,000.
Wow.
Then winner was 3,000. That's 2,000 for Red Lion. At least every participant to semi-finals got something. Then all other people for consolation prize is 1,000 each.
Wow.
Anyone that participated. So it's a big contribution of Dan to the clubs. You must remember, we are using unemployed youth, school kids. That is why it is very important for us to allow young people to enjoy sport. And I wish to say, congratulate again, Wolves.
Thank you very much.
For winning the diamond tournament.
Also, viewers at home, they don't have the 8,000 and the 4,000 here. You must not come. It's in the bank, so. Mr. Swartz, your last words from the. No, in fact, let's get the last word from Mr. Dance, and then we're gonna leave the champ to do the last words.
No, what I can say is to say the mothers and the parents, they must come and support their children, because our aim is for social change and create a better environment in our community. And through football, we believe that we can achieve that and support people who are sponsoring us. They are doing a lot. They are gone through. But Tati Malizabo, they are last cent and put it with sport. They are gone, because Nabo aim is to plow back with community. So let's support them. It's what I can say. And let's come in numbers even this weekend and watch OurNews tournament is continuing.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. And now to the champion. The champ is here.
Firstly, I want to say, without the sponsors, this will not happen. And we all know in soccer and in rugby, big companies or are not known to support the sport in our community. So we appreciate Mr. Ogosha, Taglis, and other companies that makes like Avon Butchery, that makes a contribution. And I want to start with that, but the other thing was that during 2022 we had a meeting and we said, look, we need to develop a vision, and we call it Vision 2024. That's rules. So we said 2022 we will now announce ourselves. 2023 we will explode. 2024 we want to become a household name. And I think we're well on track. So, but we need the buy-in of the community, because like I told one gentleman from Vero yesterday,
Yes.
that he asked, are you here to come and win the tournament? I said, no. We're here to want to showcase the talent we have, rugby talent we have in our community. We want to play rugby for the people that's sitting in the stands. If we win it, it's a bonus.
Yes.
But
yes.
people, we don't have a choice but to play good rugby, like I told you. It's because of the community of Newtown that we could travel and honor all league matches. So we owe them still a tournament in Newtown. And that's our next project, to get our field into order, and that so that Joe and they're going to be part of the tournament that's in Newtown. Other than that.
Yes.
So thank you very much for the opportunity to broadcast ourselves. And I think you've mentioned something about the business breakfast. So
Yes,
thank you
yes.
very much for that invitation too. I won't let it pass by.
All right. Thank you so much to you as our guest. Thank you for honoring us. But most importantly, thank you to you as our viewers. As we have said that this is our first show. Thank you for the honor of spending your data and watching this episode. This is not the first time, in fact, this is not the last time you're going to be seeing us. Every Monday from 6:30 to 7. But due to load shedding, we had to start at 7:30 today. So we're going to work around that. I think as a viewer, you've heard the beautiful story of Wolves working with what they have. Yes. That is the same story that these associations are doing. If you know football, we don't have world-class stadiums, but we are working with what we have. And thanks to you, because you have produced, there are players that you can name that are playing in higher standards. So, and my last words would be, do support Utangi. By all means, do support Ungqongqoshe, do support Avon Butchery, and do support each and everyone who is doing good in their community. And to my fellow businessmen, we must remember that we've got a responsibility in our communities. And you've been watching Sport on OurNews. Thank you so much.